Are you curious about the ideal height of the toss that you should have on your serve? Well, in today's lesson, we are going to cover the benefits and the drawbacks of having a low toss versus a quote-unquote normal toss for efficient, effective serving. My name is Jeff Salzenstein. I'm the founder of Tennis Evolution, one of the leading online tennis instruction websites in the world. And in this lesson today, we are going to give you the goods on the toss. We get questions on the YouTube channel. I get emails very often about the serve and other strokes. Thought I'd make this video today because one player had asked about the difference between having a low toss and a quote-unquote normal toss. I'm not going to say a high toss because I'm not a big fan of the high toss. We have another lesson or another video on YouTube that talks about that. Today's lesson, we're going to talk more about the low toss and the advantages and disadvantages of it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you share it with others. Leave us a comment. It really helps us when you give us the feedback, and also, of course, give us a thumbs up as well. Let's get into it. Now, in this lesson, we want to talk about the low toss and the normal toss. Now, there's a few players on the tour, Bob Bryan in particular. I've been friends with the Bryan brothers for many years. He has a low toss on his serve. And there's Dolgopolov. He also has a low toss on his serve. Roscoe Tanner from years past, a low toss. What is a low toss? Basically, it's this idea of hitting the serve as the ball is rising or right at its peak. So it just comes out of the hand and it's a quick toss. And there are many players out there that like that, okay, at all levels. They prefer that. Now, there are advantages to that. If you have a low toss, typically you can hit more slice, or it's easier to slice the ball. So just a real low toss out of the hand, I can slice it easier. Now, the reason being is that when the toss is low, it's going to just kind of come up without having a chance to arc over the head or arc in this direction. So if it comes up fast or comes up low, then when you make contact, the angle of the racket is going to look something like this. It's not going to get high enough to be able to create this angle with the racket face to hit topspin. So you're basically getting it out of the hand, and the contact point is going to look something like this. And when it looks like that, you can only hit flat or slice. So that's the quick serve right out of the hand. You're going to hit with flat or slice. So if you're a great slice server, you might want to go with a lower toss. I even practice sometimes just to get the feel of slice, is I'll toss it low into the side, and I can get great slice on that serve. So if you want to have a great slice serve, you could consider having a lower toss. There's also a possible element of disguise to kind of quick serve your opponent. When the ball just comes right out of the hand and you serve fast, then it can throw your opponent off. It's just coming out of the hand. They don't really know how to handle it. They don't know what to do with it. They feel rushed because they see you rushing with your serve. Now, there's a drawback to this. You could start rushing on your serve. I found in the past when I go with a little lower toss or I serve a little with a quicker tempo, especially if I'm nervous, I can tend to rush. And that's not a great feeling to rush on the serve. Also, with a lower toss, you have less margin for error. You're not able to hit that topspin on the serve. So you're going to have to hit the serve lower over the net, right? Lower over the net with slice usually means a lower percentage on the serve. Comes right out of the hand. And I'm hitting some good serves right now, but the ball is going to stay low and skid, and the ball has to go over the net low. So you have to be very, very accurate with this type of serve. And it probably would benefit you to be taller as well. If you're short, you probably don't want to go with the quick low toss. Now let's talk about the advantages of a quote-unquote normal toss. Now a normal toss, a lot of players think that you should make contact right at the peak of the toss. And that's actually what happens when you go with the low toss. So the ball is not really rising when you're hitting that low toss serve. It's usually about right at the peak. It feels like it's rising, but it's usually right at the peak. Now with the normal toss, the ball should actually drop a little bit. So you toss it, it gets to the peak, and it should drop about 12 to 18 inches to get maximum topspin on the serve. So if you look at Sampras or Federer, if you really study the height of the toss, it will get to the peak height, and then it'll drop 12 to 18 inches. And that allows you, when the ball drops a little bit, it allows you to hit up on the ball and create more topspin. So if I slow my delivery down and let the ball drop just a little bit, then I can hit more topspin, and I can create that angle where I'm hitting up with this angle to create more topspin on the serve. Okay, so it really depends, again, what type of serve you want to develop. Now, the opposite extreme with the high toss, and I see this a lot with players that struggle with their rhythm, is the ball drops about 2 to 3 feet. Sharapova and others do this, and that's one reason they struggle with their serves. So I recommend that most players, especially if they want to have topspin on their serve, they let the ball drop 12 to 18 inches. Now, I focus on getting, going up after the ball when it gets to the peak. So it doesn't really feel like it's dropping 12 to 18 inches, but when you look on video, it actually is. Now, you can hit a flat serve or a slice serve with this normal, quote unquote, normal toss, the ideal height of the toss that the pros are using, the best servers in the world are using. So you can still hit it. You can still bomb it. That one felt really good. That came off hot. So gosh, I surprised myself there. So again, the differences between the low toss and the normal pro style toss. The low toss, you're going to hit more slice. You can rush the opponent with that low toss out of the hand, but you have to be much more accurate because you have less margin for error. When the toss gets up higher, you can have the nice blend of slice, flat, and topspin, and you can actually create some disguise. If you have a little bit higher toss where the ball drops 12 to 18 inches, you have some time to get that shoulder to really turn and kind of hide the serve or kind of create disguise. You can still do it with a lower toss, a la Goran Ivanisevic, but just having the serve take a little more time to develop can create more disguise. Now, I encourage players to test out different ways to serve that works best for them, especially if they want to hit more slice, maybe they try a lower toss. If they want more topspin, they should have that normal toss. The type of toss I want most players to avoid is the one that gets too high. I would prefer the normal style toss first and then the lower toss second. Give it a try, see what works for you. And I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the two different tosses that the pros are using. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up. Again, share it with others. We've got a free gift for you. Inside the Tennis Evolution app, we're going to give you a free tennis course. So all you have to do is download the app. You get a free course. It's like having a coach in your pocket. You can take the lessons on the court with you. You can download the lessons and watch it at home or in the gym when you have free time. This is what we want for you. We want you to have full access to these powerful lessons to help you get to the next level. We also want to help you improve your serve. If you click the link somewhere in this video, you can get access to tips on how you can avoid the dreaded myths that most players are making on their serves, and we'll give you the solutions as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, you turn the notifications on so you can get updated on all the latest releases. Again, get that free course by clicking the link in the description below, and we'll see you at the next lesson.